Thurman Munson, the legendary MLB catcher for the New York Yankees, tragically lost his life in a fiery plane crash, a sudden and devastating end that rocked the sports world and left the Yankees mourning the loss of their fearless leader. Known for his toughness and clutch performances on the diamond, Munson's death off the field marked the end of a promising career. Before we dive in any further, please subscribe to the channel. Oh, and don't to hit that like button. Tragically, Munson's life came to an untimely end in a plane crash in 1979. While there wasn't a major controversy tied to the incident, the circumstances of the crash and the investigation that followed did spark a lot of discussion about safety protocols and pilot training. On the afternoon of August 2nd, Munson was at the Akron-Canton Regional Airport practicing takeoffs and landings with two companions, his flight instructor, Dave Hall, and his friend and business partner, Jerry Anderson. Munson, an avid pilot, had already completed 3 touch-and-go landings on runway 23 that day. But as he approached for a fourth and final landing, this time on runway 19, something went tragically wrong. Munson didn't extend the flaps, a critical step that helps slow the plane and improve lift during landing. This caused the aircraft to sink too low. He tried to increase engine power to recover, but it was too late. The plane clipped a tree, crashed into a tree stump, and came to a fiery stop about 870 feet short of the runway. Hall and Anderson managed to escape the wreckage, but not without injuries. Both suffered severe burns. Munson, however, was trapped in the cockpit. At first, they thought it was the crushed fuselage pinning him down. Despite their desperate efforts, they couldn't free him before flames engulfed the cockpit. Tragically, Munson died from inhaling superheated air and toxic smoke. Later, investigators revealed he had also suffered a spinal fracture in the crash, leaving him paralyzed and unable to escape. The National Transportation Safety Board investigated and found that Munson's crash was caused by a combination of factors. He hadn't maintained enough airspeed to prevent the plane from stalling and didn't follow proper procedures for the landing approach. Crucially, he didn't use a checklist, which might have prevented some of the errors. He also wasn't wearing his shoulder harness, which made his injuries worse. Despite the tragic outcome, Anderson credited Munson's calm under pressure for saving their lives. "Thurman flew that airplane to the last nanosecond," he said. "He never panicked. He saved us." Munson's death wasn't just a heartbreaking loss for baseball fans. It was a stark reminder of the importance of preparation, safety, and focus in aviation. One of the controversies surrounding his career was his infamous clash with Reggie Jackson. When Jackson joined the New York Yankees in 1977, it wasn't all smooth sailing, especially when it came to his relationship with team captain Munson. Munson was a no-nonsense leader, respected for his toughness and work ethic. Jackson, on the other hand, was larger than life, known for his confidence and outspoken personality. Naturally, their strong personalities clashed at first, creating tension in the Yankees clubhouse. The drama began when Jackson gave an infamous interview with Sport magazine, where he referred to himself as the straw that stirs the drink. While he denied it later, the article implied that Jackson didn't see Munson as a true leader. It was a comment that reportedly didn't sit well with Munson or the rest of the team, who were fiercely loyal to their captain. For a while, it seemed like the two stars might not be able to coexist, but baseball has a way of bringing even the most unlikely people together. Despite their differences, Munson and Jackson both wanted to win. Over time, they found common ground and developed a working relationship built on mutual respect. Munson recognized Jackson's ability to deliver in the clutch, and Jackson admired Munson's dedication to the team. By the time the Yankees were winning back-to-back World Series in 1977 and 1978, any lingering tension seemed to fade into the background. They weren't best friends, but they understood each other's roles and shared a fierce determination to succeed. Munson was born on June 7, 1947 in Akron, Ohio. He was the youngest of 4 children in a hard-working blue-collar family. Baseball quickly became a big part of Munson's life, thanks to his older brother Dwayne. Dwayne taught Thurman how to play and introduced him to the game by letting him join in with kids who were 4 years older. Even at a young age, Thurman was holding his own, showing the competitive fire and talent that would define his future. When Dwayne left to join the Air Force during Thurman's freshman year of high school, it likely pushed Munson to take his sports ambitions even more seriously. At Lehman High School, Munson was the definition of a star athlete. He captained the football, basketball, and baseball teams, excelling in all 3 sports. In football, he played halfback, showcasing his strength and agility. On the basketball court, he was a guard, leading his team with grit and determination. And in baseball, where he truly shined, he played shortstop for most of his high school career. It wasn't until his senior year that Munson made the switch to catcher, a move that would change his life forever. The decision came because his team had a standout pitcher, Jerome Pruitt, and Munson's strong arm and quick reflexes made him the best choice to handle Pruitt's talent. Little did anyone know, this last-minute switch would set the foundation for Munson's rise to becoming one of the greatest catchers in baseball history. Munson Munson's talent didn't go unnoticed as he wrapped up high school. Colleges from all over offered him scholarships, but he chose to stay close to home and attend Kent State University. There, he continued to shine, playing alongside future MLB pitcher and broadcaster Steve Stone. Munson's leadership and skill on the field made him a standout. During the summer of 1967, he took his game to the Cape Cod Baseball League, one of the most prestigious summer leagues for college players. He joined the Chatham A's and immediately made his mark, batting an incredible .420 for the season. Munson's performance was so dominant that he led Chatham to their first league championship. His success on Cape Cod wasn't just a highlight of his college career, it became part of his legacy. To honor Munson's remarkable season in the career that followed, the league created the Thurman Munson Batting Award, given each year to the player with the league's highest batting average. In 2000, Munson was also inducted into the inaugural class of the Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame, cementing his place in the history of the league that helped shape his path to greatness. Munson's journey to the big leagues kicked into high gear when the New York Yankees selected him with the 4th overall pick in the 1968 MLB draft. It was clear the Yankees saw something special in him, and Munson didn't disappoint. In his only full season in the minors, he played for the Binghamton Triplets, the Yankees' Double-A team, and put up impressive numbers. He batted .301, hit 6 home runs, and drove in 37 runs. That year, Munson got his first taste of Yankee Stadium when Binghamton played an exhibition game against the Yankees. It was a moment that hinted at the greatness to come. The following year, Munson was absolutely tearing it up for the Syracuse Chiefs, batting a blistering .363. His performance left the Yankees with no choice. They called him up to the big leagues in 1969. Munson made his big league debut on August 8, 1969, in the second game of a doubleheader against the Oakland Athletics. Right away, he showed he belonged in the majors, going 2 for 3 with a walk, driving in a run, and scoring twice. Just 2 days later, he hit his first career home run in style. It was part of 3 straight Yankees homers off Lou Krause Jr. in a 5-1 win over the A's. Munson finished the 1969 season batting .256 with 1 home run and 9 RBIs in 97 plate appearances. Despite his strong debut, he didn't play enough to lose his rookie status, setting the stage for an official breakout in 1970. At the time, the Yankees were splitting catching duties between Jake Gibbs and Frank Fernandez, but things were about to change. That offseason, Fernandez was traded to the A's, and Munson stepped up as the team's starting catcher. He didn't just step up, he soared. Munson batted .302, hit 7 home runs, and drove in 57 runs. He was also a defensive force, racking up 80 assists behind the plate. His stellar all-around performance earned him the 1970 American League Rookie of the Year award, solidifying his place as the Yankees' new cornerstone. It was clear by then, Munson wasn't just a rookie, he was a future star. Munson's star continued to rise in the early 1970s, solidifying him as one of the game's best catchers. In 1971, he earned the first of 7 All-Star selections, though he didn't get a chance to bat, catching the final 2 innings. That season, Munson's defense stood out as he committed just 1 error the entire year. The lone mistake came on June 18th when Andy Etchebarren of the Baltimore Orioles knocked him unconscious in a collision at the plate, forcing the ball loose. Despite that moment, Munson's defensive stats were stellar. Only 9 pass balls and an impressive 61% caught stealing rate, throwing out 36 of 50 would-be base stealers. Munson's grit extended to one of baseball's fiercest rivalries. He and Boston Red Sox catcher Carlton Fisk had a long-standing feud, fueled by constant comparisons and praise for Fisk that always seemed to irritate Munson. Their rivalry came to a boiling point on August 1st, 1973 at Fenway Park, in a play that symbolized the Yankees-Red Sox tension of the time. In the 9th inning, with the game tied 2-2, Munson tried to steal home on a missed bunt attempt by Gene Michael. Fisk, in the thick of the action, elbowed Michael out of the way and braced for Munson, who charged straight into him. Fisk held onto the ball, but the collision sparked chaos. As Felipe Alou attempted to advance from first during the scuffle, both benches cleared for a 10-minute brawl. Munson and Fisk were both ejected, further cementing their heated rivalry. In 1973, Munson's all-around game reached another level. He earned his second All-Star nod, won his first Gold Glove award, and turned up his offensive power, hitting 300 and a career-high 20 home runs. By 1974, he was voted as a starter for the All-Star game for the first of 3 straight seasons, delivering a solid performance with a hit, a walk, and a run scored. On June 24, 1975, Munson found himself in the middle of a heated confrontation with Baltimore Orioles pitcher Mike Torres. It all started when Torres hit Munson with a pitch in the first inning, then gave up a single to him in the fourth, but the tension didn't end there. Torres threw another pitch up near Munson's head in the sixth. By the time Munson came to bat in the eighth, the umpire had warned Torres not to throw any more brushback pitches. Instead of backing down, Torres blew kisses toward Munson, a move that sparked the benches to clear. Although no punches were thrown, the altercation didn't stop there. After Munson grounded out, he charged the mound, showing just how fiery he could be when provoked. That same season, Munson had a career year, batting a remarkable .318, which ranked third in the league behind Rod Carew and Fred Lynn. But 1976 would be even bigger for Munson. For the start of the season, the Yankees named him their first-team captain since Lou Gehrig, a huge honor that showed how much the organization trusted him to lead. Munson responded in the best way possible. By having an incredible year, he batted .302 with 17 home runs and 105 RBIs, winning the American League MVP award. His performance helped the Yankees make their first World Series appearance since 1964. In the American League Championship Series, Munson was on fire, batting .35 with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored, leading the Yankees to a 3-2 series win over the Kansas City Royals. He carried that momentum into the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds, hitting a scorching .529 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. In the final game of the series, already down 3-0, Munson went 4 for 4 at Yankee Stadium, trying to spark a comeback. Though the Yankees were ultimately swept by the Big Red Machine, Munson's 6 consecutive hits across games 3 and 4 tied a World Series record, showing his resilience and determination. Despite Munson's heroic efforts, the World Series MVP went to Reds catcher Johnny Bench. When reporters compared the two catchers, Reds manager Sparky Anderson had some harsh words for Munson, saying, "You don't ever compare anybody to Johnny Bench." Munson, who had heard the comments as he entered the press room, didn't hold back. According to sports writer Moss Klein, Munson ripped into Anderson, defending his skills and making it clear that he wasn't one to be underestimated. In 1977, Munson had another great year, batting .308 with 100 RBIs, becoming the first catcher to bat 300 and drive in over 100 RBIs in 3 straight seasons since Yankees legend Bill Dickey. The Yankees defended their American League title, defeating the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series. Munson played a key role, batting .320 with a home run and catching 4 of 6 potential stealers to shut down the Dodgers' speed. The next year, in the 1978 ALCS against the Royals, Munson hit the longest home run of his career, a 475-foot blast to give the Yankees a key win. The Yankees went on to win the World Series again, with Munson batting .320 and making a crucial catch to end the series. By then, Munson had secured his place in history, becoming just the second catcher after Johnny Bench to win a Rookie of the Year, MVP, Gold Glove, and World Series title. But by 1979, the wear and tear of catching was taking its toll. The Yankees were struggling, and Munson, who had been dealing with homesickness and considering retirement, was overlooked for the All-Star team. He was also quietly asking for a trade back to Cleveland to be closer to his family. It was a tough year, both for Munson and the Yankees. The day after Munson's tragic death in 1979, the New York Yankees honored their fallen captain in a powerful pregame ceremony before a 4-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. As the team took their positions on the field, the catcher's box remained empty. Fans in Yankee Stadium stood in silence, offering an emotional 8-minute standing ovation in memory of Munson. The next day, on August 6th, the entire team attended Munson's funeral in his hometown of Canton, Ohio. Teammates Lou Piniella and Bobby Mercer, who were close friends with Munson, gave heartfelt eulogies to the gathering of 700 mourners. That same evening, the Yankees honored Munson's memory by beating the Orioles in an emotional 5-4 win, with Mercer driving in all 5 runs. In the wake of his death, Yankee owner George Steinbrenner immediately retired Munson's number 15. A plaque was later dedicated to him in Monument Park, and his locker, along with his bronze catching gear, was preserved as a tribute at the Baseball Hall of Fame. Munson's legacy also lives on with a street named Thurman Munson Way in the Bronx, and his number 15 displayed proudly at both Yankee Stadium and Thurman Munson Stadium in Canton. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. Make sure to subscribe to Baseball Icons so that you never miss an update.